and welcome to the SmackDown preview. I'm Adam Wilbourn from WhatCulture. Join my other one, Dolly Boy, Michael Hamflett from WhatCulture.
This here a Friday.
It's a look ahead to tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube, where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review Friday Night SmackDown, but also the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a round of the week complete with a mega quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As said, though, joined by Michael Hamflett to look ahead to tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Another Friday, another SmackDown preview.
Just crunchy time, baby. Here we are again. Loyal to Fridays, as always. Our favourite day of the week. You know what? Thursday morning, rear view mirror, baby. Doing this so early that we've not even reviewed Dynamite yet. No way, not us. Absolutely not.
That would never be us.
It does not matter that just like last week when we had to race on down roads to make it to Manchester for a tour date, you're doing it all over again. We're doing this.
We snuck this in before I got my 8 a.m. train down to London, yeah.
That's right. Like outside now, middle of the frigging night, up with the larks, as they say. Larking with the larks as we are here on Friday once again. Loyal to Fridays, loyal to the Beans, loyal to SmackDown, loyal to a fault at this point to the SmackDown salute because I'm not even sure what was saluted anymore. No. I feel like the more like a angry salute, maybe the show will get good. Like that's probably
around sort of June time. I hope so.
Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah. Where do we even start here? First of all, a few thank yous. Thank you for the lovely feedback we received to last week's Friday night SmackDown preview.
Yes.
Loyally recorded on a Friday, full of beans as we were. It's so weird. Traveling to the first show of the tour, and I'm going to get to that in a second. Traveling to the first show of the tour, it's crazy how I'd forgotten some of the stuff that we discussed on the preview.
Me too, yeah.
It's wacky how that happens. Yeah. So being reminded of that when it dropped was its own joy.
Yeah.
And it just reminded me how, we said loyal a lot, but loyal and patient and understanding and fun. All our friends here on this preview and review cycle typically are. I then want to say thank you, as always, to Brian, the SmackDown Photoshop correspondent, not just for all of his diligent, amazing work every single week, but for making a confectionery hand a reality as a result of a conversation that took place on the live show tour in Manchester on Friday night. How'd you do? Getting talking to people when you meet them for the first time. What's your confectionery hand? And Brian was able to make a request a reality on Twitter. So thank you very much for that, Brian. Thank you very much. And that does bring me to one big thank you, as we'll be doing over the kind of the weeks to come still here at WhatCulture, for everybody that joined us in Manchester, Belfast and Glasgow as the first 3 of 4 dates on our WhatCulture World Tour. It was absolutely amazing to meet everybody. You've got to go back out on the road and do a little bit more. Sweet Chin Disco.
Later on, as soon as we finish this, I'm back on the train.
Today, in fact.
Down to London for Sweet Chin Disco and then back up to Birmingham on Saturday. If you want to get tickets for that, still available. Dice.fm, by the way.
Absolutely. I can't check the temperature on the Fed at the moment. Whew, tickets are pretty hot for Sweet Chin Disco, so get one of them if you want them.
900 Dice.fm. We had 900 people in Glasgow.
Amazing to see this man, a person of business, on stage, delighting the good people of all those various cities, but it was amazing. More so to see everybody that came along. I hope we left you with, if not treasured memories,
yes,
that you can share with your friends as a sort of opportunity.
Well, I told a story that shouldn't be shared, but yes.
Yeah, some stuff does indeed go down on those shows that then doesn't necessarily make it back to the studio.
I might tell that story again in Las Vegas.
Well, so I don't know if you've ever, I've come up with a phrase, and it's I'm thinking of applying it to Las Vegas.
It's funny because I normally come up with the phrases, so I'm excited to hear this.
Well, it's working with you so long, you've kind of inspired me, right? So I was thinking, you were saying a few bits in Manchester. Same again happened in Belfast. Before you made it to Glasgow.
Sorry again, Glasgow. I was about an hour and a half late for that show.
Well, we were saying a few things, and it was we need We need to carry this in Wilbourn's absence, so we're going to have to say some stuff. But like, yeah, they were kind of just isolated to the people that attended. And again, we are endlessly grateful for you attending. So I was thinking like what happens in Manchester stays in Manchester.
Yeah.
That's one phrase. Second phrase, what happens in Belfast stays in Belfast.
Okay, I can see where this is going.
I don't think you can, because you get to Glasgow.
Yeah.
What happens in Glasgow stays in Glasgow.
Yeah, right.
So I've been thinking about this. We're playing, right, in Las Vegas.
We are.
You holding on? Yeah, you still on the train? HyperX Arena, April 18th.
Yeah.
The biggest and best WhatCulture show ever. The biggest and best SmackDown watch along in all of Las Vegas. Simon Millen doing Ups and Downs Live. Me and you do a WrestleMania preview podcast. A live stage show going on before all of that.
3 weeks today.
3 weeks today, because it is Friday today. Right? It's going to be the perfect way to kick off people's WrestleMania weekend. It's going to start at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 3? Really early. And then go on till late.
Till late.
So like all on Friday, basically. You can eat and drink within the HyperX. There's going to be bars. There's going to be food. It's going to, like, we are really building an experience. And because that catchphrase hit me on the tour, and we're in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Try this one on for size. You ready?
Yeah, here we go.
Anything's possible in the pyramid.
Oh, I like it.
You like it? Anything's possible in the pyramid. Pretend like we've all been saying it for years. It's all good stuff.
Anything's possible in the pyramid.
Tweet out, if you're excited about coming to the WhatCulture live show in Las Vegas, tweet out, anything's possible in the pyramid, because it legitimately is. That's absolutely part of the pitch for this tour, isn't it?
I have never, ever, ever crowd surfed, and certainly never done a stage dive, and yet anything's possible in the pyramid.
I love that. I have never, ever, ever talked publicly about this douchebag here, this inflatable loser,
right?
Ever bringing down my mood like he normally does in Las Vegas, a city where it's impossible to be in a bad mood. But anything's possible in the pyramid. I have never, right, watched SmackDown, the show that we preview and review every single week, in person with literally hundreds of listeners and viewers while we eat and drink and be merry, and you got to do something to get through some of these 3 hours, right? I have never, ever done that and enjoyed a SmackDown and lived to tell the tale. But anything's possible in the pyramid.
Oh, I can't wait.
Tag Luxor, tag WhatCulture Wrestling, do it. We'll smash the retweet on that. Let them know that you're as excited as we are. April the friggin' 18th. And what I want to say as well to anybody that likes to do the little timestamp in the comments or fast one, it's this time when they talk about the wrestling. Look, you've nearly done it. You've nearly made it to April where there's nothing for us left to plug anymore. And we can just get back to the stuff you love, the stuff you like, and the stuff you tune in for. Gladiators, The Apprentice. I'm going to see Kylie in May. We'll get to that in no time. Yeah? So just a little bit longer. Hold the wheel, stay the course, stop screwing around, and you'll get there. You'll get there.
Shout out to the Brazilianaire who, a few days ago now, obviously, but I saw this recently, tagged us saying he is going to see us at the HyperX. See you there, Brazilianaire.
You will see us there. Anything's possible in the pyramid.
Anything's possible in the pyramid, mate. 3 weeks, let's go.
I can't wait. I want to say, to bring this back around to wrestling as well, because we are super excited. We're still riding the high of the tour, all a little bit tired, Ski. They're amazing. You've got to get that adrenaline right back up. Well, actually, in about 6 hours or something. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
So we're kind of like coming down off the first high, and we'll be just nicely recovered to go like straight to the top, through the beam of the pyramid itself.
Yeah.
We'll be on such a high, because anything's possible in the pyramid. Maybe not that, but like otherwise, anything's possible in the pyramid. The excitement levels at this point have ratcheted up to such a degree that I almost can't believe we recorded a podcast that I would genuinely like people to go and listen to. It's on audio now, I think, and it'll be on video. We basically kind of did our first State of WWE podcast in years. It was really, really fun to record.
Cathartic almost.
Cathartic is the perfect choice of words, because it's felt stressful watching WWE and like seeing one too many near misses. But I mention that now because I would love people to go to listen to it for sort of in-depth discussion on the problems with SmackDown. I don't find SmackDown previews and reviews really a place to discuss SmackDown, but I'll touch on it a little bit here.
Can't wait till Sid has to do this on Monday, by the way.
I know, man, I know. Goddamn, God bless him. It is weird how, because of the fun we have in this room twice a week, I'm sometimes able to like obscure the very obvious problems I'm experiencing when actually watching SmackDown.
Yeah.
It plays like these blue lights, the awesome graphics that Nicholas made. your boundless enthusiasm.
I'm buzzing about tonight. London.
It plays a trick on me. It really does.
I'm having a pint with Panda Blair himself.
Oh,
Adam Blair, either before or after this show.
Who is also going to be at our show in Las Vegas.
You know it, baby.
Like, how is he getting from over there to over there? I'll tell you how, because anything's possible in the pyramid.
Yeah.
You never know.
And he's flying, but yeah, it's not magic.
You never know he might make an appearance on the stage, in the stands, because anything's possible in the pyramid. You did a news story this morning. I overheard.
Yesterday.
Thursday. Thank you, because it's Friday. We're loyal to Fridays, if nothing else. I was tippity typing away.
I didn't have the chance to do the news this morning, obviously. Well, it's not happened yet, so.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's right. I know this because I did the news. Maybe it was definitely me or Phil sat in that chair.
It's hard to remember.
It's
not what would have happened yet. Yeah,
no, it's not in
still
an
planning.
hour's
Still
time.
planning.
Yeah,
Stages,
I'll probably do the news, but it might be Phil. We'll see. I'm covering WrestleCulture later on today.
Good.
I workshopped a song.
Good.
Yesterday, Thursday, you covered a story, didn't you, about WWE, as we sort of predicted, now ready, comfortable to get on top with. Yeah, sorry, SmackDown's crap, guys. And it felt like the first step in that story was the announcement of Road Dogg having the wheel.
Yeah, it's his fault he's gone bad. It's been perfect prior to that.
Not a single mistake was made.
Yeah.
What was the nature of that story, just to kind of catch people up on those that might have missed?
Yeah, I think it was just Sean Ross Sapp responding to, exactly that. People saying, it's a bit rubbish now. And Sapp said a lot of people have brought it up and people are wondering why more talent isn't being used. It is weird. Like, this isn't just like a random 3-hour SmackDown that suddenly we dropped in their lap because of some other sports thing. They knew this was coming. It's been happening for a long time now, and yet we still get matches that you're like, oh, that wasn't the finish. There's still 5 minutes to go here.
Yeah.
Some of them I don't mind. Some of them I'm like, oh, it's nice to have, Zelina Vega going a bit longer, for example, like last week, or Jade Cargill getting a bit of reps in there. But yeah, some of them you're like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, you're not even booking Andrade. Got to see Andrade versus Mello in person, by the way, over the weekend.
How was that?
Unbelievable.
Felt like they were booking for you. It's like the New Year in attendance. Yeah, that's it. You got the payoff.
Yeah, great to see that. Great to see the greatest tag team match ever. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes tag in.
It's a trip seeing the Punk alive, isn't it?
Against Gunther and Solo. And the most shocking thing from that was Solo betraying Gunther and hitting him with the spike.
Is that how that played out?
Yeah, he accidentally hit Solo and he was like, oh, sorry, we're fine. So I was like, Pizza spikes him.
What was the finish?
And then I think it was a GTS into a crossroads. Perfect.
On Gunther?
On Solo.
On Solo. Awesome. That sounds great.
It was amazing. And then
Punker in the pink, looking great.
Some people might have been lucky enough to be backstage as the two men walked back through, got themselves a bottle of water each, and may have been frozen in excitement at seeing these men. Whilst I was stood there with my close personal friend Mark Henry, who just finished chatting to Braun Breaker.
Of course.
Braun obviously a bit shy. Knew who I was, obviously. But, decided, let's not make a scene.
Not today. I don't want to make a big thing of it. Like the wrestlers get really weird about, like, I don't want to be seen as like a mark for the other wrestlers and that. And probably sees you in the same way, doesn't he?
I did say, I'm not going to get my phone out when I'm walking around the backstage bit and there's people coming backstage. And I did show you the one photo that I took that I knew would immediately pop you.
Oh, my God.
Which was just a little piece of paper with arrows and where things are, basically.
Love it so much. It's so weird that all of these years later, they've still not advanced beyond just like 3 gazillion trees knocked down to write the words gorilla position or coffee or toilets or whatever in these arenas the world over. It is a system that for them has worked for 40 years or something, and they're not going to change it now. Well, I feel like this is probably boring to some people, so I do apologise. Thank you for indulging us just in the aftermath of this tour and the dates and the fun. And like, I feel like little stories will creep out of this.
Oh, definitely.
For the days and weeks to come. And not just a shameless plug, whatculture.com/tickets, if you do want to get tickets to our Vegas live show. But as sort of people might have told you, if you ever seen the conversations, or those that might be coming to your first one in Las Vegas, if you speak to other people that have been at them, indeed as part of like a WrestleMania weekend or the live shows we do, it is one of them things where so much goes on stuff ends up coming back to you.
Yeah.
It's such a privilege and a gift. Like you think, oh, this was really like endlessly fun. All this cool stuff happening. And then the next morning you're sort of coming down from it and it's like, that was really good. And then like 3 weeks later, you snap up in bed. Jesus Christ, that thing as well.
Yeah.
And like we'll be coming back in the office with this thing that like anecdote that we'd totally forgotten about somebody that we'd met, somebody that we'd put a name to the face of, like the various people that'll be in like the sort of the Twitter comments, less so the YouTube ones. Some of them greasies never want to show up. But like, it's amazing. It's so lucky. And like, I do see it going on, and all the more power to all of you. I hope to see more of it. I think like Larry Rabb has never been to one of our live shows before.
Yeah.
But like become like a valued member of our community, a community that we extend open.
Saw him in London, didn't we?
That's right. Sorry, no, I apologise, Larry. He did. He's been to one of our UK shows, but never one of our American shows. And yeah, we extend sort of the doors to our community far and wide to the good eggs. And there just seems to be like the conversations now taking place.
Colton's going to be in Vegas.
Yeah. So it's all good stuff.
It
to
is.
say the least, to say the least.
Should we talk about SmackDown then?
Yeah, go on then.
There's lots to look forward to. They're in London.
They are in London, yes.
Tonight and on Monday for Raw, of course.
Yes. And I think as much as I worry about the temperature of the Fed right now, I do think the perfect Fedication that I am prepared to sort of prescribe from the local Fedical facility are 2 back-to-back London crowds.
Yeah.
WWE have been relying too much on these crowds this tour, way too much. And I don't fully expect that to change in the way that these shows are presented. But I do know that if absolutely nothing else, when the big stars come out, when the big promos happen, everything will land louder for being in the O2, for being in London. It's not going to be, I have come to accept, as storyline heavy as the last couple might be in, I think Chicago is one.
Yeah, just trying to look.
Like Chicago's one, and I can't remember where the other, like they might have something in New Jersey maybe. But they're back in America for the go-homes. Go on, what you got? I was
just looking at dates. I was just double checking.
Okay.
Yes, the London dates are their final TVs before they head back to the States.
Yeah.
And then over the weekend, Sunday, they are in Amsterdam for the Road to WrestleMania tour. And Saturday, they're in Vienna, Austria.
That means nothing to me.
At the...
it's an Ultravox joke. I'm sure it's a lovely place. Jesus, I realised how callous I sounded there.
They're at the Wiener Stadthalle, you know. Nothing funny about that.
Well, you know I'm in London, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, 2.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they package this in terms of like probably get back to the storytelling part of it all rather than just the crowd pops, because they've been awesome, obviously, from Barcelona to Brussels to Italy to obviously
Bologna.
Yes,
that was a bad SmackDown as well, and those fans still gave them noise.
Yeah,
like stinker show last week. Like, tell me, you said like this is going to be exciting and stuff. Bring me up to speed on what the most exciting thing happened on tonight's show as a kind of a rebound moment from what happened in Bologna.
Got a contract signing with CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I mean, we need to talk about that last week. We didn't review SmackDown. We did kind of fold in a lot of the SmackDown and Raw happenings as part of our what's going on in the Fed podcast. That segment last week was dire. Like, there's no two ways about it. Your mileage may vary on punch, point at the sign. Punch, point at the sign. I'm lenient to a point. I'm more lenient than our esteemed colleague, not this asshole phone, Sidgwick, to the ceremony of it and just how patronising and broad can we get. But I quite like the big old WrestleMania sign. If I'm in a building with that sign, I'm pretty excited by it as well. So I can extend a bit of...
We've all done it as kids, pretending to be pointing at the WrestleMania sign.
Well, I mean, we're all in our 30s, so there wasn't such a thing when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
But some people will have done. I've done it in buildings. I've been in the presence of the WrestleMania sign on the WrestleMania stage, just pointing at that. Like, catch me for a good hour going. We were in Belfast at the weekend, and there was a street that had just loads of lights, and I was like, we're going there. I asked the boys, I picked a bar. I was like, well, this looks like the Fed Street, so let's hit down that. It was just flashing lights. Beautiful street, like a rainbow of umbrellas, acting as lights for all of these really cool bars. One called the Ulster Sports Club that had this little upstairs bit. Shout out, we got the recommendation Shout out to my podcast partner in crime from Benno and Hamflett in your house. Benno and Stephanie Chase, thank you very much for coming to the live show.
To see them.
Follow Benno on all socials, Grapple, and indeed our In Your House podcast. So they gave us a really good steer for a couple of cool bars. And yeah, it was just like, that's all so lit. And then you go into the old sports club and then that's a nice little bar. Keep going up. And there was just no noise, no nothing. Keep going up. And I think it might be closed. You know, just one of the things where if you know sort of thing. We get to the top flight of site. They're all sort of following me behind. Good news, guys. It's not closed. It's awesome. It was lit like these lights were. There was had a pint of a brew Barrymore.
Very nice.
So they kind of nailed it.
Good stuff. I don't know. I'm intrigued by this contract signing in London.
Last week's segment was terrible. They said nothing. Punk mentioned the favour. They fought. The match doesn't feel.
I did
hot.
like I brought you into this business line that Punk dropped recently.
Yeah, it's there for people, isn't it? Like those that understand and know the Shield, the fair, the new fans that might then go and do their homework on it. It's not that there is. This is the point. It's not that there isn't stuff to mine. It just doesn't really feel like the mine in it.
Yeah,
that's what's frustrating here. And because it's not the match, you can never get away from the gut feeling that it just isn't the match. I don't know if it's one reason, and it's as simple as triple threats never truly feel like the match. I don't know if it's the fact that Punk and Roman in November felt bigger than anything they could have booked. With no disrespect to Seth Rollins, but it felt like they couldn't book something bigger, Punk and Roman. I don't know if it's that both the individual beefs with Seth feel kind of dealt with.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it fair to say, in absolute defense of Seth Rollins here, that there's at least two of the single combinations of the triple threat that are more interesting than the triple threat itself?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd rather see
like Roman and Seth and Punk and Roman would have been bigger and better and more interesting. And here we are. The most compromising of all the multi-person.
Yeah, without question.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's going to be the three of them cutting promos.
Yeah.
So
Punk going to sit at the head of the table to stop Roman sitting there. Feet up on it.
Where's Heyman's going to sit?
Well, this is it, right? And you got a problem when we're sitting here, just ask your wise man to move me. Because he's playing with that tension, right?
Yeah.
And then it all breaks down as these things do. And is Roman currently advertised for any more shows? I think he is.
I think so.
Could Seth Rollins do like a flying curb stomp onto Roman on that hard contract table that they use?
Maybe.
And that's him. Is he even going to make it to WrestleMania? Is he in physical condition for it? Something like that. Is that like that one spot just to kind of keep the idea that with that stomp, Seth can take Roman down and take him out?
One thing I did like on last week's SmackDown was the developments with Jade Cargill and Naomi. I think they have, after, people had a lot of apprehension. Like, it was the other stuff where everyone was kind of fine with it. Like, this is all fine. Mm-hmm. This is all great. And then, I'm not sure about this. Are they going to get to Jade?
Yeah.
And then they've nailed it, in my opinion.
Flipped, hasn't it?
Yeah. Great match with Liv Morgan last week.
Obviously.
Liv wins because of Naomi's interference. She hits the heat seeker thing as well afterwards, which looked great.
Bold booking. I've missed that. I've missed that lately. We've been getting these deadly deeks from the Road Deek Jesse Sham finish.
Yeah.
I don't like the deekies. We got to finish. Jade Cargill comes back and loses.
Yeah.
Life ain't easy now that she's back. She's lost her mates, and I like
her
that.
First loss, singles.
Oh, well, I think it is. I think because obviously there's lots of tag belts.
That's so good for Livy Omega.
And justified, of course. And the match was decent as well. The chemistry was good between the two. You want to keep the tag team titles strong, which is something they often don't care about at all.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too. I don't think that's been added to WrestleMania yet, has it?
I am not convinced it will be. It should be.
I think it will be.
You don't
have Jade Cargill and not put her on WrestleMania.
It is so crazy that a hot feud, right, with an actual story and actual heat in March, right, has going against it. This list of things. Number one, it only features two people. Number two, there's no titles in it.
Yeah.
And number three, women. There is so much working against it beyond the actual traditional reasons why you put a match on a pay-per-view. Everything should say, oh yeah, it's definitely on WrestleMania. But not until the graphic drops will I can be convinced that he's going to do it.
Do you think Jacob Fatu Solo Sikoa is still making it to WrestleMania.
I hope so, but I'm worried about that as well. Last week was the biggest indication that it's happening.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like...
I was talking to the lads on the tour bus, by the way, and we were saying that I Hate You Solo is going to... Jesus, it's going to shake the building.
It's going to pop off, innit? Like, we keep referring to this podcast. I would really love you to listen to it and get people's thoughts on it. But we kind of talked about how Solo Sikoa, he himself hasn't cooled, but the promotion around him has. Like, he isn't as hot as he was when he died, but you watch him perform and you're in it again, aren't you? You're locked in so quickly with him. It's almost like if him and Jey Uso could, like, trade powers, they'd both be top stars at the same time. Like, when the bell rings, Jacob Fatu, you have no choice to just love this guy. Or, you know, if instructed, hate him, I suppose. But the Braun Strowman thing being done, I think...
Yeah, he's got a title match we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah, I think it's cleared the path. I think it's cleared the path, him and Solo. I don't need it to be quick. All big spots. Bit of banter from old Solo himself. And then Jacob just be like, you're done, mate. Kills him. Big WrestleMania, like more of a moment than a match. Angle rather than a match, but Jacob getting that thing, getting that, like, that scene, you know, like the Allegiant Stadium, just the scale of all of it. And Jacob Fatu basically, like, cutting the throat of the guy that brought him in, the guy that was his former boss, to move forward without him, I think is WrestleMania worthy. I do. Yeah,
I agree. Tama can die as well in amongst that.
If he has to. Everybody dies. In these bloodline matches, it does seem like you make bloodline rules if you want.
Yeah.
You know, like, add a bit, if you must add a bit of bells and whistles, chuck some guys through tables or something, I don't know. But, like, yeah. I want to believe that's been on the cards for a while. It's one of them things where this is why I don't like the way things are going at the moment. It erodes your trust. There was a point where if they'd have, like, shot each other a look in October, we'd have tracked that look. And over the subsequent weeks, we'd have had, like, 4 or 5 key moments that we'd have been like, well, yeah, we've known that since that first look.
Yeah.
That used to be how you could kind of think about all this. That's gone away.
Yeah, you're right.
But hopefully, yeah, now we're just onto this, like, 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Like, that's not that long. It's one of the few things about, like, the short time left is that the few heads that have yet to get their graphics and yet to get their formal announcements, there's no time to screw it up, is there?
No.
There's no time to botch anything. There's no time to Rhea Ripley sign the contract, this thing. It's just like, let's get it on the road.
There's also the US title match tonight. LA Knight versus Braun Strowman. Two men I have no idea what they're doing at WrestleMania, basically.
I've got some real dread in my heart that this, like, chaos engulfs this. And Solo and Jacob, who've just been talking about possible Shinsuke Nakamura, Andrade and Melo. I don't know. I've got worries that 6-pack challenge.
Yeah.
LA Knight, how is he going to fend off 6 people? Is he still promoting friggin'
Slim Jims?
Slim Jims.
I've not seen it, but probably.
Like, if Slim Jims sell, can you get a 6-pack of Slim Jims? I'm just thinking, because if you can, then that's what the match will be sponsored by. And we'll be like, why are they booking this? And then the night when the match is just, when the ring is just draped in graphics and adverts to Slim Jims. Slim Jim, 6-pack. You can get, like, fat ones now, can't you? Slim Jim.
Yeah, I've got one on my desk.
What's it called? It's the Ricky Saints finisher, isn't it? A big fat cock or something like that. What's it called?
Forgot about that.
The big fat cock.
They do a Slim Jim 6 feet of meat thing.
Can I have a look at this, please?
I think it's a 6-pack. Hang on. Let me just read you.
Yes, I want the whole.
If you're going to live the meat... If you're going to live that meat life, why not be prudent with your protein? Stop living life one bite at a time and bundle your giant meat sticks. With a multi-pack, you can have a long boy every day of the week, minus Sunday.
So rather than twice on Sunday.
Even the most savage carnivore deserves a day of rest.
Oh, yeah, 6 feet of meat, United States title.
I also like the fact that they've got ratings, but for whatever reason, this says 0 out of 1, 0% reviewers recommend this product.
Right. So the 6 feet of meat United States title match is going to be LA Knight, Braun Strowman. Forget everything we said about Solo and Jacob there.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Sorry, you finished this and
and Mello and Andrade. There you go. 6 feet of meat.
1 star, quality control issue. Bought one today and found a bone or a piece of tooth in it.
Oh my God. I couldn't. I don't like that at all. You ever had that happen to you?
No. I love the flavour of these, but not the way it makes my breath smell.
Meat stick. Bro.
I love reading food reviews.
Yeah. You're going to eat that one before we go to WrestleMania? Are you going to take it with you?
Is it still allowed?
Don't they like Survive the Apocalypse?
Yeah, they like Twinkies.
Check the average sell-by date of a Slim Jim. Must be like 20 years or something. If you buy 6 feet of meat, you've got at least a couple of years with that.
Sorry.
What have you got?
I shouldn't do this during the podcast. It feels like this person's had like a mental breakdown halfway through the... like he's talking to someone, but you're just typing.
Yeah.
This snack tastes amazing. Spicy, salty, super good. My daughter loves it. Yes, I recommend it. This is Jerry. Get off. It's great when you're starving. This one entertaining you.
This is Jerry. Get off. Is he live?
Yes, I recommend it. This is Jerry. Get off. It's great when you are starving. This one entertaining you.
It makes your teeth go grey. Is he live typing his life?
Literally obsessed with this jerky. I love that. Just, you coming out, dear? You want to go for a meal? I'm sorry.
I'm staying in. I've got this Slim Jim to stare at. This is Jerry.
Yes, I recommended it.
Is this an easy one for Brian today? Just me and you with a hands full of Slim Jims. 5 feet of meat sticks, please.
Yeah.
6 feet of meat sticks. One of the wrestlers is going to have to just nickname themselves that. I'm 6 feet of meat. That's something that I would say about himself.
I love to grab a limb Jim to sell. What?
6 feet of meat match.
Great.
LA Knight,
Yeah.
Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Jacob. Solo. Tama. Not Slim Jim. Big Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon, it's like Slim Jim, 6 feet of meat, whatever. And then it changes to Big Jim and his music plays. And he's like, because he's the fucking best. And then he wins the belt. And he's like, see, Jay, I've won my belt at WrestleMania. You can win yours too.
Yes.
We booked it. We sorted it. The 6 feet of meat, Big Jim 6-way.
I'm just reading the 1-star reviews now.
Go on then, give us a couple more.
Guess I can't expect too much from an overly preserved beef stick.
That should be their slogan. Don't expect too much from the preserved beef
These are
stick.
the bottom of the barrel when it comes to beef jerky. When I worked in retail, people bought these for their dogs.
I'd like to let us know. I don't think I've ever eaten a Slim Jim,
Haven't you?
But anything's possible in the pyramid.
Hey, there you go.
Was it everything?
Yeah, anything.
You've seen the look, so.
I can't stop looking at it on those Twitter accounts.
This morning, how close it is to Allegiant, and it doesn't even capture that T-Mobile is like right near it, and it's at the top of the strip. If you've never been to Las Vegas, like the strip of in the Paradise section of the city, I believe it is.
Everything's paradise there.
It is all paradise, yeah. But like so many, the airport is super close. It's a city in a desert. There's like loads of casinos, the MGM Grand, like some of the most historic places you want to see, or contemporary, I guess, American pop culture, if you like to see it. And then right there, like with the beam of light shooting into the sky, the gorgeous Luxor Hotel and Casino.
Yeah.
Anything's possible in the pyramid, and including me eating a Slim Jim, apparently. Also, bring your confectionery hands. Not necessarily the actual bars of chocolates and the bags and the crisps or whatever, but like get those in your head, because I want to hear some more, because I had some really good chats about people's confectionery hands over the weekend.
Yeah.
It was good learning about, because it's just such an integral part. We think about this when we're young, don't we? School age. What have you got now?
These are so spicy, my kids won't even eat them. I wish they were like when I was younger. Does he mean the kids or the Slim Jims?
maybe a bit, but there's a lot of sadness in that. Where are we putting the Slim Jim on the, I know it's not confectionery technically, but where are we putting on the body, don't? Where are we putting on the body? Because, so we've got additions, right? Per conversation, strawberry laces for veins.
Right.
Right, so we've got that blood now. Strawberry laces for blood. We've got the two cream eggs in a Mars bar.
For the bollocks and the penis.
Lindor things for nipples. Smarties for nails, I think it was.
Slim Jim.
Where's the Slim Jim going to go? Triple H's quad? Snap.
Slim Jim.
What could a Slim Jim even be? What else is like your small intestines?
I was going to say, yeah, your guts.
Well, it sounds like they go well for people's guts in that. Let us know. What part of the body would a Slim Jim be on you? Don't.
I love meat. I love the 2 times bigger meat. It always fills me up, especially the meat cheesy meat. That's a review from Meat Monster from New York.
Oh, man, I haven't had cheesy meat and bread for so long, you know.
You've been good before Vegas.
I am trying so hard. We're hitting a few goals of late, and I'm very pleased about that. But Jesus Christ, I'm looking to put some cheese and meat and some bread ASAP.
Tasted like a sock. Consistently felt like a brick. But the expiration date was April 18th, 2025, the date of the What Culture live show. I can't believe someone's written that.
That's incredible. Brick sock sell by date.
I love Slim Jims. 4 stars, though. My issue is trying to open them.
I agree. They're like it was like Chris Thompson was a big fan of them. We'd get them in at the office, people send them in care package or something. This is one of the reasons why I haven't eaten one.
Yeah.
Because like picked one up, and then there's other people around. I'm like, oh yeah, it's Hamflett. He likes his American snacks. And it's like, I can't be seen failing at this.
Yeah.
So I put it back in the box. Yes. We've got, should we tell our American friends what our version of the Slim Jim is?
Pepperami.
The Pepperami. It's a bit of an
animal.
Which is what put me off in the market when I was younger. But yeah, it's beef stick. We've got anything else? People are going to be getting real pissed off.
Speaking of beef, there's major beef in the men's tag division.
I saw it in your glasses, your computer go from yellow to white again as you left the Slim Jim page.
I'll be back. There's major beef in the men's tag team division. I do like the way that's all come together. I'm going to love it on the night as well. Street Brothers are champions, which is fantastic news. They got rightly celebrated. That was one of the few high points of SmackDown in Italy, them finally getting celebrated as champions again.
Yeah.
And now, their toughest test to date, although, you know, with Montez Ford's new phenomenal athletic ability, I've never seen someone pull off something like he did from the top rope against...
You have no idea how fast Sidgwick had to mute those notifications. That would have been like a tour. If he'd have just lived in his phone for the duration of that tweet, that would have been a tour ruiner.
Yeah.
He just had a thought. He just had a thought on a spot.
He had a doubt.
He had a doubt out of spout. Goodbye.
Well, I don't get that. Like, why sometimes like him or Andy or someone else will say something. People can't just leave them alone.
I don't know, man.
And my favourite one is when they dunk on any of us. The 3 of us, I mean, in particular, being like, look at these virgins. Well, I got some news for you, pal.
Called the Dadley boys, not the Sadly boys, yeah? I got 2 kids.
At least once.
I got 2 kids, right? So you know what that means, yeah. I'm a double sex haver. 2 times.
But Street Brothers versus...
All right.
Oh, boy, you called this. I'm going to give all the credit to you. You called this months ago. A pretty deadly Yes Boy! Open invite to them if they want to come Sweet Chin Disco, by the way, afterwards, to celebrate their title win.
Holding the belts aloft. They're not getting it done. Sorry. But this was the right time and place to do it. I find it weird how it's happened. You've just given the Street Profits the belts back. There's a real sense of momentum around those baby faces again. And then you got to situationally heal them up pretty much 2 weeks in London. Again, I don't think this is well booked.
Well, to be fair, Angelo Dawkins did turn up to the Barcelona show wearing a Real Madrid shirt and still got cheered. So.
True. Good point.
And did a sue. Notorious, of course, for that Barcelona player. Cristiano Ronaldo.
He's just going across the football map.
I like that he's making that his now, though, because he did it in thingy last week, too.
You might as well, I guess. I sure speed did it.
Oh, well, if he keeps doing it, Ronaldo's going to sue. So.
That's good stuff. Right. They I don't want to sort of come across like a hypocrite. So technically we are analysing some long-term storytelling here because as you very kindly point out, it was quite a while ago that I noted London on the map and I was like, I think it was probably like December, wasn't it? Maybe Guns had the belt, so they just lost them at DIY or something. And you were starting to see Pretty Deadly get folded in as part of like Johnny Gargano's evil schemes, basically. That's probably there then. That's where they'll get the title shot. But just because it does feel like they lined up a multi-team ladder match, let's say by Christmas, A, that's not that an interesting thing to line up at Christmas. B, it's basically been a license to do nout.
Yeah.
Every week.
Every title match, someone interferes.
Yeah, every title match, every brawl, every combination of the teams. Like, I think, but I will see in America, I think the Street Profits have been rehabilitated by this and good. If that's the only thing that comes from it, good.
Yeah.
DIY were the opposite of over. The Motor City Machine Guns, considering how amazing it was to finally get them in WWE, feel like they've been working for the company 20 years all of a sudden.
Helping Hank and Tank down in NXT now.
They're big fans. Big fans.
By the way, just a quick note on this, because I forgot to mention it yesterday. For all the complaints people are having with WrestleMania, Stand and Deliver is coming together nicely.
Not said with any surprise, of course.
A triple threat. Yes, please.
Stephanie Vaquer and Jordan Grace.
Oh my God.
From what I can see.
Are they going to do some mad multi-woman match, by the way, for like the number one contender to Stephanie Vaquer's North American title?
Yeah, they are.
Oh my God.
Fraxi going to drop the tag titles and finally move up to the main roster.
Oh my God.
And
Ricky Saints winning the North American title.
Oh my God.
And I don't know if you noticed in a backstage, you might not have seen this bit, back restaurant,
Yeah.
back restaurant segment with a family.
You promised.
But everyone has been, you stupid idiots, you silly fools, getting concerned about dissension in the family. And then basically Tony was like, trust your stacks. Always. So that's thank goodness we can just, you probably the best night's sleep you've had in months, right? It's like, I was so nervous about that, and now they've just, the one thing we know that isn't going to happen now is any dissension in the family.
I slept like a baby last night. Cried myself.
Just the tour diet finally working its
way
out. Yeah. Had a bit of that myself. It's really hard to eat healthy on a tour, isn't it? Like Tesco.
Not for me. I just forgot to eat some nights, to be honest.
Tesco, like, meal deal where you just...
doing my expenses and I was like, where's the food part of the stuff?
Yeah. Like, there was one of the meal deals I got where it was like, Pepsi Max cherry, obviously, and then 2 fruits, because one of the fruit pots is classed as a main. So then I went to like the snack one, I was like, a second fruit. It was like, you could have just gone to the fruit section.
Yeah.
Just bought like an entire bunch of bananas and like a punnet of grapes or strawberries or something for the same price. But it was like, meal deal, I guess. I was really tired and zombified, and the lure of the cherry Pepsi Max got me.
I nearly ate crisps, I tell you this.
You nearly ate for the first time?
Yeah.
Are they going to blow your mind, mate?
Anna Louise has given up crisps for Lent, and in a bit of show solidarity, and I'm not giving up sweets again. I'm not doing that. I'm not stupid. We're in the end of Lent is until last day of WrestleMania.
Right.
The moment I land in America, I will be eating pretty much mostly sweets.
Somebody's going to be hungry on 420.
But, so I was like, I'm not doing that. And also, the crisp thing doesn't really apply in America. Obviously, it's America. I'm not going to not eat crisps. Lay's, come on.
Lay's, or we got some pineapple flavored Pringles.
Exactly.
I got to try them then.
I'll be good up to a point. But in solidarity with her, I said, I'll just not eat crisps then. Because then we won't have them in the house. Mm-hmm. And then just on tour, I said, I'll grab some stuff when we're running in. And Sam, the guy who organised the Sweet Chin Disco, very kindly put loads of like sandwiches and stuff in there.
All right, in the tour bus.
In the old fridge.
Your Majesty, bus food.
Yes. And
didn't tell us about that when we were there.
I took some prawn cocktail crisps, and I had to admit this to the boys because prawn cocktails like the goat of the crisp world to some people. Anyway.
Yeah, I respect it.
Open them, and I'm not joking. I went like this. I know. I said I was going to eat crisps, so I just leave them.
That's very sweet. You should have given it to Mark Henry and said, like, here you go, Mark. These are the world's strongest flavour. You should have made him like a dessert and said, Mark, I've made you the world's strongest flan. Just took it on the bus for you.
He's a really nice guy, Mark.
Ask him for his world's strongest hand, confectionery hand. He came across. I didn't get to meet him, but I did see him sort of interacting with yourself and Sam from Switch. And he just seemed like the loveliest guy. We were able to sit in the bar bit where Mark was doing a couple of his meet and
greet, yeah.
One in Glasgow and one in Belfast, and he's great with kids, and that's it.
Yeah.
Ultimately. Like, I am such a free pass guy when it comes to seeing like how wrestlers interact with kids and how real it feels. Little story about me. I'm not good with kids. I got 2 of them, but I'm actually pretty scared of kids. Like, I'm good with my own because they're sort of stuck with me. But I was never pre-children. I was the youngest in my family. So I was never like one of those, like, you know, like people that grow up like changing nappies. Siblings. But that was never my thing. And I certainly went nowhere near like babies or anything till having the baby of my own, because it just feels like that kind of like that sort of panic kind of thing. And I like a baby, full stop, because they're not going to like emotionally blackmail you for an Xbox.
They're simple.
I don't want to undermine anyone that might be going through like having a very young baby at the moment. It is.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I didn't want to badmouth. I'll badmouth babies. You're simple. What are you going to say about it? Huh?
First time around, everything is like really scary and just overwhelming. It's something that you cannot possibly be prepared for until you're in it. It's a psychotic deal, to be honest, the human race. It is bizarre that this is how we do it. This is how we do it. I've got to raise a human. Are you kidding? I got to keep them alive, but I don't know how to do it myself. Well, tough should have worn a second condom. Well, tough That's a song, isn't it?
Also, a second one wouldn't necessarily help anymore, because the friction would just, if anything, increase chances of them breaking.
A legitimate health and safety bit of business you just on the podcast.
Probably, yeah.
I'll tell you what helps. The snip. Recommended. Hurt your bollocks for a bit.
But hey, anything's possible with a pyramid.
Whoa! Ew!
You started it.
Not that. But technically, but not that. Love you, Adele. What was I talking about?
Babies.
Babies good. Love them. Babies good. Kids, scary. I just don't. I don't know you. It's just not natural to me. You're amazing with kids. Long before you were a dad, I saw it in action with my boys. It was amazing. Sidgwick.
He's great.
He's great with kids. You bring Eric in once in a while, and Eric is the loveliest kid. Like, I had a lovely weekend with him in Chesterfield over time. I need to build a time. That's what it is. I'm better over a period of time. Eric's a diamond. I'm sure every now and then you feel differently, but you know, I get to be the kind of uncle in this situation. An absolute diamond.
Fine, I'm off in a few hours. So.
And Sidgwick's amazing, like right in the hoof. Whereas me and him are always like bros. And then over a period of like sort of a few hours, then definitely like come back together. Mark Henry, just with like all the kids, and there were like some of them were like dressed in the Cody stuff and that. Amazing with them. The sense that like, well, just of wonder when you're a kid and there's a human being that big.
Yeah.
Like, how have you done that?
Yeah.
How are you this giant? And he just immediately puts them at ease. He'll do like the scary World's Strongest Man Hall of Fame bit, but like with such a twinkle in his eye, with such a warmth that the kids almost feel like, I've got my big hard friend.
Yeah.
Like there's a real magic to it. And wrestlers, I love seeing wrestlers who understand the power that they have in that moment to make it as good as it can be for a kid.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Let's see. Speaking of world champions who've got a lot of power, Drew McIntyre and Damian. Sorry, we don't think Pretty Deadly winning the titles, are we?
No, sorry, guys.
Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest face to face.
He's Damian Priest is unsay, isn't he? Drew McIntyre just beating him up. I thought they'd have had him come out and do something dark in Glasgow. You know, Drew McIntyre. Felt like a bit of a weird choice to not, didn't it? Do you know what I thought they could have done? Super creative, bit of fantasy booking that ain't never going to happen. Remember in AEW when it went like after the show stopped rolling, Punk was. I think it was when he was a heel for 1 week in like against MJF.
Oh yeah,
on Long Island maybe.
Yeah.
And then Hook came out and choked him out, and he like Punk was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry," chokes him out, and then you see the fans leaving, and Punk's just like dead selling, and they're breaking the ring down, and they're like, and Punk's still dead selling the whole time, and he knows what's happening. People catching it on their phones. It's a bit of fun, all that sort of stuff. I thought they could have done that with him and Drew in Glasgow.
Yeah.
Like, show goes off the air. He's like, he worked a dark match. Glasgow loved him. Like, it's not left a scar or anything.
Yeah.
But, like, he's like, Ray goes, Cody goes, and it's like, I just want to say, like, one last good night. It's been amazing to come back. It's good to know that you're not all complete losers, like your supposed hometown heroes in the market. Whatever. Heels on them like that because he's punk when he can. The music hits.
Yeah.
Claymore. And he's just dead selling. And that's how, like, people are leaving. Is he okay?
That'd have been class.
But, like...
I feel like Damian Priest needs to get something back.
I think he will. And for all that, like... Again, we've talked about the crowds and situation and all that. Just lean in. Like, Drew's going to be massively over. I know Scotland's is, like... It's home nation.
Yeah.
But, like, so is Wales, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, so's Cardiff.
They kind of make up as they go along with old Drewski. I think he's going to be massively, massively over. So just keep it to a fight. Keep it to a brawl. Let the fans cheer Drew McIntyre along this week. You get back in. You can do something heelish with a couple of weeks to go. Just have them fight. Big old fight.
Yeah.
Glasgow kiss to the noggin.
Well, what if the SmackDown GM, can't remember what his name is, he's like wrapping up the segment because he's like, I'm really sorry, guys. We've got these, 2 title matches and this massive contract signing. So we're going to have to wrap this up. Any final comments, because kind of out of time. Drewsy. Out of time. I'll see you, babe.
The credits come up. As SmackDown goes off the air. I'm like, they are really phoning this in.
One final thing to talk about. I've been putting it off, but I can't avoid it any longer. Tiffy time. Can she recover from that burial last week?
I don't know if Charlotte cares. If she can recover.
Charlotte's like, I'll just see you at WrestleMania.
I'll see you at WrestleMania. I'll beat you at WrestleMania. I'll tell you we're going to do a trilogy. Then I'll change my mind.
I
lied. When I said I was going to help you. I don't know what's going on, man. It's really hard to watch this and not just think Charlotte Flair's doing what she fancies. Maybe we shouldn't blame Road Dogg because evidently there's no boss if a segment like that's allowed to air. This is not a 50-50. This is not a you get me one week, I get you the next, because there was the challenge. There was the week where Tiffany Stratton was flat out from Nia and Charlotte just came down and sat over him. She's like, I'm the queen, you suck. So, well, how's Tiffany going to get a heat back? Oh, they're going to do a running brawl. You're going to miss her by a mile. And Charlotte Flair's going to bump on a bum. Just sit down a good mile and a half away from the moonsault. So let's just do the math, calc and trig. That's 3-0 to Charlotte. Then we get to the face-to-face promo and it's like, right, well, you know what Charlotte's not ready for? A young gun. A young gun that is full of ammo and ready to unload on the old queen. Old, but you know what I mean, relative terms. Nope. Killed her dead. Like, took the gun out of her hand and pointed it right back in the face. And then just shot over again until the champion was the bullet-riddled body. I'd have that. And it's not even 4-0. It's about 10-0.
Yeah.
What can they do?
Like, it depends. Like, it's not that there's not stuff to go at with Charlotte. It's whether or not they'll let her.
They'll probably just friggin' rent out Buckingham Palace and like anoint Charlotte as the proper queen. Just let her sit on the throne next to King Charles or something.
Yeah.
Right, and just sort of say like,
what title reign would this be for Charlotte?
Oh, time to play a game. I don't know. 11?
16?
She can't be up to like
her
own Dars numbers yet.
How many title
I'll say 13.
reigns has Charlotte? How many title reigns does Charlotte have? 14-time Women's World Champion.
14, right.
That includes NXT, I assume?
Yeah, we'll do.
Oh, hang on. The AI overview says 17, so apparently she's the record holder. So sorry, Jan.
I mean, maybe Charlotte's updated the information to reflect that.
Divas Championship, Raw Women's Championship 6 times.
Jesus Christ.
SmackDown Women's Championship 7 times. Yeah, that includes the NXT Women's Championship twice and the Women's Tag Titles.
Well,
So that's not. Thank you.
It's not accurate. Thanks. What's the Google one called?
I don't want to slag it off in case they want to sponsor us. So it's all great.
It all works. And if the facts aren't quite right, come to us and we'll
yeah. So 14. Like, she could say, you're bidding to become a 15-time world champion. John Cena bidding to become a 17-time world champion on the same show. And he's basically looked the same throughout. Meanwhile, you look like about 20 different people each time you win a title.
Oh, there it is.
I'm not suggesting they should.
But she's buried her below the surface of the earth.
Yeah, you better win some more titles because the amount of divorces is catching up to the amount of titles. Because she needs something to be like, not just like, I'm going to kick your ass.
You're the queen of shit.
I'll kick your ass.
Whoa, Tiffany. Yeah, maybe. Charlotte's going to be... The thing is as well, the thing about the hot crowds is if they put her out in the live crowd, there is a novelty element to this. Charlotte's going to get a big response in London. You would think they'll be pleased to see her, sort of, and then remember who it is and boo her. And Tiffany might not.
They're wooing or they're booing.
They're reacting. I don't know. I will say, a bit like the match itself, I hate that this is where we're back to. It's a bad sign, guys. It's a bad sign. I'm not going to be checking my pulse the way this keeps going. I hate that we're back to, I don't like it, but I kind of got to look at it. It used to be so much WWE.
It's going to be mint on the night. I'm telling you right now.
Well, I don't know that, but I'm kind of going to have to like Lenny in because it's like, what we got here then?
Yeah.
Like, and the same with this. Like, what they're doing now? Like, you kind of have to be like, well, I'm staring at it. You win again, WWE.
Yeah.
And it's going to be on at like 8 o'clock at night again here in the UK. Like, Friday night fair with the boys at House Hamflett. Like, my wife's out on Friday night, so I'm going to let the boys stay up late. We'll get some popcorn in.
Ooh.
See if I can get them on the hook with the Punk, Roman, Seth match as much as they are the Cody and Cena one.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to be doing. Blue Brand. 11 o'clock, give me a line on Saturday.
And if you're going to SmackDown, join us for Sweet Chin Disco afterwards.
Great night.
Studio 338, I think we are.
Yeah. It's going to be a great night in London. A great night in London. And thank you again for coming to the tour if you did. What an amazing time. I'm still coming down from it now, all the way here on Friday.
In 3 weeks' time, we'll be at the HyperX.
Oh my God, it's really big. WhatCulture.com/tickets. We can now say, and it's not a lie, that like there are not limited, but not loads of tickets left. And it's a big ass room, guys.
It's looking good.
The screen.
Oh, do you know who I told it about the show on over the weekend? I forgot to mention this. Xavier Woods. So,
and he likes gaming.
He could attend. After all, what was it you said at the beginning of this podcast?
Anything's possible in the pyramid.
WhatCulture.com/tickets. Let us know your thoughts on SmackDown in the comments section below or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch so you can follow both of us. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
Michael Hamflett.
Follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. As I said, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcast from, for daily wrestling podcasts. It's Friday after all, so Wrestle Culture is going to be coming your way later on today. I won't be able to do it because, oh God, I'm going to go and catch my train. Loads more podcasts or whatever coming. But this has been the SmackDown preview where we've talked about Tiffany Stratton hopefully recovering from Charlotte Flair's burial, Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest face-to-face, LA Knight versus Braun Strowman, still recovering. Pretty deadly fight for the tag team titles and a huge WrestleMania triple threat contract signing.
The SmackDown preview. It's got all this and the Luxor.
We'll see you soon.